Move over, Blade. Step aside, Steel. 'Cause the future belongs to Black Panther. Hello, Internet. It's Mr. J again, coming at you with a review of a superhero I know next to nothing about. Also, I'm white, he's black, so yikes. What am I getting myself into? So, Black Panther is basically Batman on steroids. I mean, literally, he uses plant juice to become a Superman. But unlike Superman and Batman, he's a little more relatable. He's thrust into his duty as a king of a whole country that's basically Afro-Atlantis. I'm not kidding. It's basically a mix of old Africa and Atlantis. And you just feel that he feels he's not ready to be king. All he cares about is the fact that he had to bury his own father, which I can relate to. And while he does show weakness, it's not detrimental to his character. It basically is there for him to overcome. That's what made him so great. He didn't stay down, no matter what. As for the villain, Andy Serkis, once again, great actor. But this time, he's more of a plot point than a villain. The real villain, who I'm not going to spoil, I'm just going to say a little bit about him. He is sympathetic in the end. He's not some I'm going to destroy the world jerk. He got dealt a really bad hand, and, well, yeah, he's angry at the world. He had a good reason to be angry. In the end, I was rooting for him to somehow be reformed. But as a classic villain, he is irredeemable by choice. But still, you kind of hope that in the end he did have some good in him. Anyway, I loved how Lair he was. We need more characters like this guy. As for the rest of the cast, Panther's family, they definitely felt like family. They had their quirks, they had their dignity. You felt for them when they felt pain, and you were happy for them when they were happy. As for the white characters, of which there were few, they weren't painted as idiot comic relief or straight up villains. Everyone had a decent amount of respect for their character. And they each got a moment to shine in various ways. So I thought the PC was very well balanced. It didn't hammer you in the face. Nor did the overall message of the film. Like how violence in the inner city and the world at large is a vicious cycle. And you don't fix stuff with bigger guns. You fix stuff by being more human, which Panther ultimately was. As for his country, like I said, Wakanda was like Africa mixed with Atlantis. It was not too alien from the real Africa, But the technology that was on display was very well ingrained in the culture. And even though it was definitely a comic book movie, it didn't feel like a comic book movie. The main characters, technology, and mix of science and mysticism felt very organic. As for the effects, so much practical stuff. I had a hard time telling what was CG and what wasn't. Maybe a couple of wide shots of the city and a couple stunts that couldn't have been done with stunt people. And that's about it. The rest was totally practical. I loved it. This is a black superhero movie we've been waiting for and we've deserved for a long time. I don't even think you have to be black to look up to him. Any kind of person can look up to this guy. He's relatable, he leads by example, and he's not some 90s kill all the bad guys with a smile. He feels bad when he has to take a life. He's actually human. I highly recommend this film to any fan. Even ones that grew up with just the white superheroes. Honestly, I should just get used to Marvel topping itself. Because this film is better than almost all the others. Yeah, it was a little long, like 2.5 hours, but it took its time and told the story right. It was worth the time spent. Oh, that's all. See you in Wakanda.